Now, every year, the judging panel choose an entrepreneurial achievement outside the cut and thrust of the commercial arena. And to announce this year's special award winner, please welcome on stage the chair of the judging panel, Mr. Dennis O'Brien.
Sometimes the spirit of entrepreneurship can be ignited in places where it is least expected. 67 years ago, a young man travelled from Cork to take up a job in what was then the Department of Industry and Commerce. The legacy of his life's work can be seen all around us, in the social partnership model that gave birth to the Celtic Tiger, and in an international financial services centre that is the envy of Europe. Tonight, we pay tribute to one man and the contribution he has made to the blossoming of our country.
I came up to the civil service in 1941. I entered at the bottom grade of clerical officer and became Secretary General of the Taoiseach's Department. To get into the civil service was regarded as a great achievement. I worked with Gareth Fitzgerald and Albert Reynolds and Mr. OhUiginn, so I served under 3 Taoiseach. When Mr. OhUiginn came into office in early 1987, he decided that we would now have a national economic plan which would involve all the social partners in an attempt to rescue the economy from bankruptcy. I was representing the Taoiseach and the Minister for Finance for the negotiations. We had to make clear to both the employers and the unions at that time that either they were part of the solution or they were going to be part of the problem, and they opted to be part of the solution. Government is about acting and making decisions. Our attitude was, we will get nowhere if we sit around being sceptical about things. Mr. OhUiginn decided to establish an International Financial Services Centre, and he wished to set up a committee which I would chair. It's quite remarkable to see now what has occurred. What started as a vacant piece of ground is in effect almost a new city. Social partnership rescued the country from bankruptcy, and that is an achievement and an experience under the direction of Mr. OhUiginn that nothing else can compare with. The only thing left to me to achieve now, I think, is to reduce my handicap at golf.
Please welcome to the stage Padraig OhUiginn.
I've been asked to say a few words, speaking with the self-deprecating immodesty of a Cork man. I will say a few words. I think what was happened at that time in '87 was we got a great accumulation of patriotism on behalf of not only the government but the social partners, the trade unions, the employers and the farmers. Everybody involved decided that we couldn't let this ancient Ireland of ours, which had struggled and suffered so much become bankrupt, because we were about to be handed over to the IMF to run the country. So everybody got together and decided we are going to run it and we are going to make a success of it, and we did. We made it from being the poorest country in Europe to being one of the richest. We ended mass immigration. We ended unemployment. We created a society which is far better than the one we found in 1987. And I think the thanks goes to all the people who were involved in it at that time: government, trade unions, employers, and I would also add the opposition politicians who supported what was done at that time by the government. Thank you.
Big round of applause, Padraig OhUiginn, ladies and gentlemen.